smoking's really all about is kind of the culture of, people call it a lifestyle. I mean, have you read the new Xeno Platinum Z Class little blurb on their thing?
No.
It's pretty high end. Yeah, I mean, it's like way too high end for me. It's like lifestyle of luxurious opulence and, you know, like mini giraffes and shit.
Yeah, I don't need a dictionary to figure out what a cigar is all about. So.
Right. So anyway, it's basically like a more evolved caveman, and that's kind of where we came up with it. And then I did about a month worth of research on different anthropology sites to come up with the different mandible and cranium.
So what the whole goal was is to come into is there's a community. First off, no one likes to smoke cigars by themselves, right?
Sure.
When you go into a cigar lounge or a cigar shop or whatever, you know, the inevitable question will be, hey, what are you smoking, to somebody you do or do not know? Oh, I'm trying out this, I'm trying out that, you know, and that's really what it all comes down to is you know, whenever you walk in,
the culture
of the smoker, it's, you know, you can kind of check at the door, you know, your social economic status, you know, as long as you're kind of in and you're smoking something, you're not, you know, not puffing on Black and Miles or something like that, you know, I mean, you're going to be accepted in the cigar culture community. And so that was kind of what we were trying to go for, was that, you know, here we are in a man cave, but yet, you know, it's high class. I wouldn't say high class, but I mean, it's, you know, flat screen TV and the whole thing. And we really wanted to kind of pinpoint on is that, you know, this is a very good sample of what the rest of the cigar culture community is doing, right? And so, and especially as the cigar laws kind of come into the no smoking bans, you know, we'll kind of be left to these smaller type places to get together and to fraternize. And so that's really what we're trying to hone in on is that we're all in it together, right? And
again, our next line, that's kind of what the 30 is going to be, is kind of more about Mike's personal history, but and John asked a question about that. You can talk a little more about the 30, but the intemperance is kind of a play on this, the Prohibition era. So,
yeah, so if we always end up getting locked out, well, we can't go any place to smoke, you know, well, what does that end up doing? You start bootlegging and doing some other things. So
I'll just smoke wherever the fuck I want to
wherever
smoke.
we want to.
That's me.
That's how he rolls.
So, hey, John wants to know, I'm going to take over the host duties of the show here.
Yeah, you're slacking, guys.
John wants to know, what's the taste profile of the 30?
Delicious. Like them apples? No, it's
got deliciousness.
Deliciousness with a little bit of more deliciousness on top of it, sprinkled in with some kick-ass. You know, it's a really medium body, full flavored smoke that will it's had. You know, I think that the whole goal on it is to be more in line of kind of toning it down a little bit, not being so heavy in the tobacco and the nicotine, which is what the Cromagnon is really all about. But be, you know, more for the early afternoon type smoker.
Yeah, somebody who wants to smoke a cigar without, I mean, someone like Mike, right, who wants to smoke a cigar without getting sick, but also wants a lot of, you know, flavor, complexity.
Yeah, and that is hard to find in a lot of mild. Yeah.
Well, the two, in my opinion, the three hardest things to do making cigars are to make a Lancero. Because trying to fit a complex blend into a skinny cigar is hard as hell. B is to make a really strong cigar that has a lot of flavor, which I think we accomplished with the Cromagnon. We're not going to make a Lancero, regardless of what the cigar feed wants. The third thing I think is really hard is making a cigar that is complex and nuanced but doesn't have strength. It's not overwhelming in strength. So, I mean, complexity in general is tough. But, I mean, you know, there's only so many types of tobacco. And, I mean, you know, if I gave you 9 ingredients and said, you know, make something in the kitchen, there would only be so many dishes that you could come up with, right? And that's kind of the way the cigar business is. So what we really kind of start trying to focus on is something you like that you can make consistently, right? And that's what the 30 is.
How many different, back to the Cromagnon, how many different blends did you go through before you came up with the final blend?
I don't know, man, like 35, 40. I mean, because Mike went through probably 15 or 20 before he ever even brought them to me, and then we probably smoked 5 or 6 flights before we narrowed it down to the final 3, and then the final 3, I think it was pretty obvious which one of the 3 was the right one. So, and then again, once we started making that one, when we got into the different sizes, we tweaked them a little bit.
Yeah, you go into a lot more of, okay, kind of like in the 60, right, in the mandible.
Yeah.
The AXL. Once we had them, it's like, okay, well, this one is not a really good, it doesn't reflect the other lines, or the other sizes, and so it's completely, even though it's got the same amount of tobacco, it's just not really kind of indicative of what the other ones taste like, and so it was, we had to go back to the lab on that one.
Okay, so George asked the question was, how long have you been working on it? So Mike has owned Adrian since 2006. I owned Galaxy Bay Tobacco since 2006, actually almost exactly the same time. Mike's been making the Adrians since 07, and I've been making the, we started working on the Cromagnon, I guess, back in, well, if you go all the way back to when he was making a cigar for me, it was back like a year ago.
Right.
But we really started rolling the first round of Cromagnon in like November, December.
When we went into production.
Yeah.
So I've heard that Ernesto smoked one of your cigars, took it apart, and identified everything inside of it. Is that true?
Yeah, except for the 4th leaf. He didn't know the 4th leaf.
Oh, see that? And the appearance that chat room doesn't either.
Yeah, nobody knows it.
But in 5 minutes, he pretty much broke it down. So
Should we give them a hint? Should we give them another closer hint?
I don't know, man. We already told these bitches everything but the answer.
I did. Somebody re-asked the question of was they going to have a band or not. To answer your question, yes, eventually they will have bands.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, you guys decide what you want to do, because I'm not sure if they're going to get the 4th one. Do you want to give them a different question and give them the answer?
Well, we can. What we'll do is we'll leave it open, and then they can tweet you guys on Twitter if they find it next. Whenever the first one that comes up with it, we'll tell you guys the answer, and then first one that comes up with the answer, you can. We'll give them a 5-pack of the Mandible, since we talked about that. We're gonna do anything.
Okay. Anything else? We're pretty much at our hour with the show. Is there anything else you guys want to go over? Plug, mention?
We are offering no free shipping for how long?
Yeah, free shipping this month with the Father's Day 2011 coupon. There's a picture right on the front of the page that gives you the coupon. And then today, if they order today, it was since Wednesday they get triple Cigar Weasel points.
Nice.
So free shipping and triple Cigar Weasel points.
Right. And you said the boxes that will be available in August, right?
Yeah, and the cigars we ship in cube quantity in August will have boxes. So we'll probably get some 5 and 10 packs of the Knuckle Dragger and EMH in first, and then late August we'll have the cube quantities we'll ship in boxes.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions for Skip and Mike, we're going to end the broadcast now. And I want to thank both you guys for coming on, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us on.
I feel like I should have worn my Iron Maiden concert T-shirt.
That would have worked.
Can rock it out any way you need to.
Let me just say this. At least half of this team is super professional.
Thank you. I know I am. I try to be.
Mike does his best. I'm trying. I can't catch up to him. I'm trying.
But my wife Angela, her favorite thing on Twitter is when she wakes up in the morning is when she sees Mike's tweets and Mike throws one of his moo ha 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 or whatever. That cracks her up, I think.
I am too
so
professional for everybody.
We appreciate you guys having us on. I think another thing is, follow us on Cromagnon Cigar. If you're not following us already, the other one would be Chief Happen and Smoke Adrian's. I think that any type of promotional stuff that we put out, we definitely tweet up on. That's probably the quickest way to get information on what we're doing.
And I think it's time for us to eat a steak.
It is steak time.
There you go.
Sounds good. And we'll put all your information on the post when we put it up on the website. So we'll have your website.
Yeah. Let me say this last thing real quick. Thanks to Mr. Unong letting us use the $1 Million Cigar Lounge here at Cool River in Austin. It's a pretty sick place. One of the few places you can still smoke and drink. So appreciate them doing that for us.
Sweet. Well, we will definitely have you. We will definitely have everything, all your information in our post, and we'll keep you informed. Whoever wins the 5-pack, and we appreciate you guys coming on, and hope to have you on again, and look forward to your future endeavors.
And continued success with the Cromagnon and Adrian's.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
See you later.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Well, that was Mike and Skip from Cromagnon and Adrian Cigars. We appreciate everybody in the chat room. And remember, if you can figure out what that last one was, send a tweet to myself or Mike or to Stogie411, and we'll be sure to get that information to those guys. And hopefully somebody will win that 5-pack. They want to give it away, so definitely figure it out. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, you'll have to go to Doc Stogie Fresh. Doc's a good guy. And listen to his podcast with him, and I guess you'll get the answer there. So whoever's the first one to listen to the podcast and get through it to find the answer will win them.
That's pretty much it. Well, that pretty much does it for the show. Again, thanks to everybody in the chat room. It's nice to see some new faces in there. Thanks, George, for popping in as well. It's nice to see you there. And we will be back on July 7th at 7 p.m. with our blogger show, and we will have Joel from The World According to Stu. He will be on our blogger show, so make sure you tune in and check it out.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, again, that's it from my end. You got anything else you want to add, Mikey?
No.
All right. Well, we're out then, folks. We will see everybody in 2 weeks on Thursday, July 7th. Thanks, guys.
See you later.